Bam Adebayo on a career night scores 83 points versus our Washington Wizards, our collective Washington Wizards. Historic game because that does break Kobe Bryant's record. And yes, a record can be second place. That's also part of the conversation. But Bam Adebayo etches his name into the NBA history books as having the highest scoring total in the modern era and second highest scoring total in a singular game in NBA history. I want to start off by asking y'all boys, where were you when Bam went and dropped the hammer? The Bammer?
Oh, wow, that's crazy. I was home. Self-admittedly, not watching the game. Don't think anyone was until we got that one noti. Then everyone turned it on. But yeah, I was home, watched the performance with the fellas. Shout out to Discord who was in there watching it. It was fun.
Grown men watching the game together? Interesting. Go ahead, Bezos.
I was also at home. I was watching the Celtics Spurs game though, but I was box score watching for a majority of the game. More specifically, when I got the tweet that he had like 30 in the first quarter, I was like, oh shit, good for Bam. He's probably gonna slow down, and then he had 48 at half. I'm like, ooh, okay, probably still will slow down. And then it was at like 64 with like 6 minutes left in the third. Yeah, let me tune in. So I tuned in, and then Peacock said, fuck it, we just gonna take off the Celtics Spurs game for the Heat game. So I was forced to tune in.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I wasn't complaining though. Peacock, you were behind NBA League Pass, so did it for nothing, pussy.
Damo, what was the notification that got you there?
That made me tune in the game. He had 60 going in the fourth. Like when the fourth quarter started, he had 60 something. I said, oh no, it's about to be real. Let me rush back home and turn the game on. I had ran out to get something for the kids. Partner him at the store. Yo, because I knew Bam was going off. I asked him update. Yo, how much Bam got now? I know the fourth quarter probably starting. Oh, he had like 62 or 64. Me. All right, guys, I'll catch y'all. I know what tonight about to be. Well, I got a feeling about what tonight can be. Let's go. Let me get home.
Yeah. I was at a restaurant and a great conversation. Not with some sports people, totally, all this other stuff. Take the moment to look at my phone. Got the halftime number. Halftime number, cool. Halftime number, crazy efficient too. I mean, okay. One of them nights. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And then I tap back in around 60-something, 70. Me. Let's try to cut this on. Had a hard time finding it on television. Maybe it was one of them regional blackout, tap out, knockdown, drag out situations. The East Coast, Southeast Coast. I don't know what's going on. I see 81, or I think it was 81. I see the crossover from the POV of, I think it was Udonis Haslem, David Fitzdale was on the phone, and somebody else on like NBA something or another. I mean, another botched job on the broadcast, but I did make it home in enough time to watch that. I think this is relevant to play right now. I think this is very relevant to play right now.
Factor this in. I got 15 in the first. That was easy. I can get 81.
What 81 you talking about?
Kobe's 81.
Boy, it's out the mud. We got Rashad McCown.
Kobe's 81. Kobe's 81.
We appreciate
Kobe's
y'all
81.
out the mud. Zach Randolph, Rashad McCown, Cemetery Lane. We did it. Out the mud.
Factor.
Who knew that Rashad was telling the truth this whole time?
I'm not gonna lie, we probably should do at some point during this segment a winners and losers of Bam's 83-point game. Because there's a couple of names we can really talk about that like got a boost or did not get a boost because of Bam dropping 83.
We'll get to that in 2 seconds. I do want to say, because this is the conversation of it all, let's just get right into the meat and potatoes of it. We already know where you were during it. How do you feel about Bam Adebayo's 83 and him breaking the records?
For me, I'm happy for Bam. I'm truly happy for Bam. Little bit sad that
Asia got
Kobe
it that
doesn't
night, right?
have. Sure. Little bit sad that Kobe doesn't have his second the second most points in a game. Was definitely surprised that Bam out of all people got the record for a bunch of different reasons. But I'm not crying about it now. I mean, I had a tweet because I truly didn't think he'd get to it. I'm like, okay, he gonna have one of those Luka, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker nights. He gonna get to 74, 75, call it a night. He just can't get there. But once he actually crossed the threshold, I was like, bro, I'm not about to hate on this, but it's cool.
I think the only thing that surprised me were how many people assumed Kobe's legacy was just 81-point game. That's the only thing that surprised me. I didn't realize this meant so much to Kobe fans. I still thought Kobe had a great career. I'm happy for Bam. Couldn't have happened to a better player. One of the most underrated, underappreciated players in the league. Michael Beasley told you how skilled he was, so this just goes to that. A phenomenal feat for our guy, Bam Adebayo. I will say, me, I have a PhD in the ethics of basketball. I've always called things ethical and unethical when it comes to the game. Technically is an unethical performance. Took you 80-something shots to get 80 points. That's unethical in my book, but that's just me, Other than that, still phenomenal. Second most point. Hey, Wilt, Bam, Kobe, forever. Come on, man.
There we go.
It's straight like that.
What is, and this is just an open-ended question before I give my answer. Where does the line of unethical begin? Begin and end, I guess.
I don't know about like during this game. I don't know where I was like, all right, this is getting unethical. I would like to point out one moment where I truly said it out loud. I think it was in the fourth quarter with like 4 or 5 minutes left. The Heat are already up by like 30, 40 points, I believe. And what happened? I think Bam tried to draw. One of the coaches, Eric Spoelstra, called the challenge. I'm like, oh, okay. You calling the challenge up by 40?
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of crazy. And then the Wizards at some point afterwards also called the challenge. I'm like, all right, y'all know what's going on here. So.
After he crossed the threshold for having the Heat's franchise record in points, that's when the unethicalness truly began. And it was a plethora of things. As Sol said, teams calling challenges, the way he was being guarded and then force-fed the ball, the Wizards game, which a lot of people aren't talking about, the Wizards offhanded game plan of, okay, bet, we're just going to foul the hell out of him and make him shoot all these free throws to devalue his performance. Because that's the only thing that will make sense for why they were fouling as much as they were fouling. It was to purposely devalue his night with free throws. That is the only thing that could justify the idiotic thought behind hacking Bam the way they were hacking Bam. So many things for this performance to be called unethical. Can't just point to one.
I think shameless more than anything. Maybe not. It could be the same thing in this regard, but shameless would be the word I'd use.
Yeah, I just don't, because I've had conversations. I went to the barbershop today. I went to the park today. I've just had so many conversations about this and just hearing people get on this vibe. And I'm not saying that y'all are on this wave, because I'm glad that y'all set this standard, but it's a lot of bitching going on.
From people who weren't watching the game, by the way.
Yeah, an extreme amount of just bitching when it comes to Bam getting this many points. And I'm pretty sure didn't delete it. I want to highlight O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Oh, he's been crying on the timeline.
Yeah.
All day.
I wanna highlight O'Shea Duke Jackson. or it's oh, I'm sorry, not Duke Jackson. That's the the YouTuber. O'Shea Jackson went on a tirade. I think he did he delete the tweets? Some of them are still here. He goes off on Bam's performance. And it's sad that we have to cover this as opposed to talking about Bam's performance. But I think that there's like a bigger conversation in this. Kobe hate propaganda is insane. Did they ever not have the lead? And then you give him the record for most free throws in a game. Y'all intentionally fouled to manipulate the clock, and the ref's still giving y'all calls. Shout out to whoever got him in fantasy. But shit was a collective effort by the league to get Wilt's record tonight, and they just fell short. Adam Silver, you wild MF. The league tried hard to break Wilt's record tonight. They showed us that all they got to do is choose the given night. I fully expect Wemby to do it eventually now. Stephen A. Smith, at Stephen A. Smith, you better not let me down when you talk about this BS. Thanks a lot, King James. I don't know, but it's your fault.
Yo, that's dick suck.
This shit really changed how I look at the NBA. Dog, I don't believe the 3-1 finals no more. How could you? Like, I was hating on it at the time because I wanted Golden State to win, but I accepted that shit. Bruh, like, what a coincidence that milestone happened the same season 73-9 happened. Come on, bruh. Now I know in my heart and mind a call was made. We need this shit to go at least 7. Then let game 7 be called right down the middle. Whoever wins, wins. Is this another one? Yeah, I think it's another one. Bruh, how does someone with a basketball IQ and build of LeBron James, the person who has scored more points than anyone in the history of the NBA game, just forget how to draw a foul? Oh, this is about, no, I'm sorry, still his tirade. Just forget how to draw a foul the same way he does his whole career. But a group of refs decide to send Bam to the line more than anyone's ever been randomly on a Tuesday. A call was made, dog. And now who knows what's genuine in the league. I don't believe the 3-1 finals anymore. I'm sorry, Aisha Curry. They all laughed at you. Does he have any more? Yeah, sorry. Bruh, as Kobe fans, we would have loved and respected somebody taking Kobe's record because it would have been the closest thing to seeing Kobe, you fucking idiots. But instead, they manufactured and forced it to happen. Somebody didn't like the Lakers putting up that Pat Riley, I guess, statue. So they tarnished one of our statues, or tarnished one of our Kobe statues. But it's still the highest of any guard or perimeter player ever, so it's not about that. League showed that anytime a group of refs can decide you're getting everything called for you, and the guy you're guarding could have 0 for the night. And he goes on to another one. He's too young to under. He keeps going.
He's been going all. Mind you, we are at today now, like this morning.
Yeah, he keeps going. Then he finally gets back on wrestling.
And this is sad because typically when I see Lil Shay Shay Jr., I typically like the clips I see from him. He's not too bad of a guy in the clips, you know. He's just cool little my dad's Ice Cube. I was in NWA. My dad's Ice Cube. Wrestling. Like it's always been some cool little cute clips. Chad, this is why you always gotta be careful when it comes to this internet shit, because niggas will show you how dumb they are the first chance they get. Cause this did not have to be this. I get it. He passed Kobe. I don't understand why you clowns are so emotional about it. It's okay. Kobe's still third. He still has other things. It's fine. And for everyone mad about the free throws, I'm not mad about the free throws. I can acknowledge it makes it unethical. Whatever. It's a lot of free throws. Who cares? At a certain point, we all knew what we were there for. We were chasing history. I don't know if any of you understand this, but when you are chasing records, shit can get ugly. Honestly, shit will get ugly. And that's what happened. We knew what we were looking at. This is not the league put a call in and let Bam get the most free throws ever. No, the Wizards were fouling the hell out of Bam. Also, you niggas need to watch the game. It's sad how many of y'all weren't watching the game. You could tell he was not watching the game. No one was watching the game. Bam was killing. That first quarter, him and shout out my guy, Alex Sarr, were dueling in the first quarter. Go back and actually watch the game. Dueling in the first, they're going back and forth. The Wizards pull Sarr, and Bam kept going. Bam has a legit case for hooping to get this record. This was not a case of, oh, the league just gave it to him with free throws. No, the league didn't do that. Again, talk to the coach of the Wizards who triple teamed Bam and fouled the hell out of him for him to get that. And if I'm Eric Spoelstra and my player has a chance to chase history and I'm going to allow it to happen, which in a league where we've seen so many players recent history in a long time, it's laundry list of prolific scorers who have been pulled early and did not get the chance to chase greatness. We finally got a coach that left his player in and said, nah, get as many points as you can. It came down to a lot of fouls. It was a lot of tic-tac fouls. I have in the group chat every one of the fouls called on Bam to lay the free throws. At a certain point, we don't have to. We can look at them. Gang, you can sit there and count, oh, maybe 3 of these aren't fouls. He still goes to the line and shoots a historic amount of free throws. So I'm not understanding the crying. I'm not understanding the schizophrenic frantic rants you Kobe fans are going. Man, oh man, I'm so glad y'all are getting exposed for being the shams and charlatans that y'all are. Y'all aren't Laker fans. I've said this for a long time. I've said this about a lot of you clowns. And Shay Jr., you're on the list. Y'all aren't Laker fans. You niggas are Kobe fans. You niggas are Bron fans. You niggas are fans of players before you are fans of this team and this sport. And last night proved it. A man scored. Mark said this on Player's Choice, and I really didn't think about it until he said it. Bam Adebayo scored more points in the NBA game than anyone currently living outside of a handful of people have ever seen in their lives. No one alive, no one watching the stream, no one that's going to see this clip, no one that's going to share this clip, nobody has ever seen someone score as many points as Bam did last night in an NBA game. No one's ever seen it. And yet you have a bunch of dweebs, nerds, and virgins. Oh my God. This is all a scam to discredit Kobe. No. This was a ploy from Adam Silver to erase Kobe from the record books. Oh, they're trying to erase our history in front of. Shut up. Niggas is clowns, man.
Retweet. I don't know. I mean, you put it all pretty well there. Yeah, I mean, my whole thing was we can have these conversations about like who's more impressive, because I think we would all still say Kobe's 81 is more impressive, but I think that's such a we're like jumping the gun conversation. Like, can we just celebrate what just happened first? We can have these conversations at another point, but the amount of just jumping to that conversation is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's more impressive. 83 is more impressive than 81. So, but ultimately, I don't care. And for a lot of people, they just got to realize that a lot of people just don't even care about your opinions. We live in the worst timeline, and I think that this still just remains true. If we're in a place and space in which people see something historic, see something great, see something legendary, see something all time, and their first immediate reaction is, how can I negatively critique this? How can I pick this apart? How can I be bad about this? Or whatever the case may be. We're gonna have a tough time going forward. And over anything else, I know we talk about oftentimes as NBA fans, but I do think that this is a bigger conversation. But specifically for the NBA, but I also think this is true for media. Whether it be movies, whether it be television, or for music, this is Adam Silver's biggest problem. This is whatever director's biggest problem. This is whatever record exec's biggest problem. This is the biggest problem. Not ties to this country, this company. Not the sad is to say, I'm not. Of course, I'm not talking about the violence and stuff like that, but not all that other stuff. But dealing with fandom that has, and ultimately it's a creation of their own doing, but fandom that is ready, willing, and able to, and actually happy to sit here and discredit historical events and moments like this. Go look at the coverage as to when Kobe got 81. It took the rest. That was the rest of the week. That was the rest of the week and then some. Fantastic. And the next morning after Bam has 83, and I remember when Luka had 70 something. I remember when Embiid had 70 something. I remember when Kat had 60 something, I want to say. The next morning on all of those events, the talking heads actually, I guess ESPN or whoever got in front of them and said, hey guys, we need you to actually go out there and say some positive stuff because the discourse is so bad right now. We need you to go out there. I don't know if y'all remember that. I remember when Luka got his 70 something, and then it started off with some being negative, but quickly somebody came in and was like, hey, we need to put some people on here that's going to be like, yo, he's a bucket getter. He's this, that, and the third. We need people that's going to be positive about this. Because we're just living in one of the worst timelines in which a generation is living through historic stuff, and the saddest, loneliest loser who can't go score 3 points in a recreational basketball game or a park basketball game or doesn't enjoy any piece of media out currently is sitting here off rip. Like I think B-So said at the beginning, I didn't even see it, and I don't want to see it. It's worse than Kobe's. That's a bad way to live. That's a very bad way to live. Like that's a very insufferable way to live, and you got to check yourself on that one. You do.
And I will say this: you say that, and you know what? Niggas be tripping, and I'm niggas because when in the midst of it happening, my antennas was going off. My antennas went off immediately. Y'all know me. I'm king hater. My antennas went off. Oh shit. Bam's about to get the record. My first thought, 43 free throws, nasty. Made the TikTok, hit the group chats, hit a tweet. I was ahead of the curve. I was like, all right, yeah. Hopefully I'm on a minority of this. I'll just be the loud minority hating while everyone else is trying to have their fun. Hate for him, get it off. I quickly realized how bad of a decision that was. You ever say something and look around and be like, damn, this is who's behind me? Oh shit, this is who I'm aligning myself with? No. Quickly change tunes. Didn't even last an hour. I didn't last an hour on I'm still gonna say it was unethical, but I don't even want to argue what makes it ethical because it doesn't even matter. Because of how bad some of y'all are as fans. The NBA has the worst set of fans any major American professional sport, in my opinion. Of it, them niggas in NASCAR put a noose in a halfling's fucking garage, and I still got them over NBA fans.
But I think this happens. This is happening any and everywhere now. This
it's so much worse than the NBA.
I'm just saying this specific phenomenon of, something gets announced, something comes out, and everybody's first reaction is, how can I be negative about this? Sony introduces a new camera. How can I be negative about this? I'm talking about rumors. Apple launched their new computer the other day, their new laptop. How can I be negative about this? Haven't seen anything. Maybe half a spec sheet, the little spec sheet with 3 bullet points. One of them is the colors that it come in. One of them is the price. And the other one is, I don't know, the type of screen it has. First comment, HP been had this.
I think we know why, though. I think we know why.
Oh, I don't know why. You tell me. You got to tell me because I really, it's escaping me as to why now.
Well, I think for one, compared to generations of the past, like, we do just hear more voices than we used to. We're more, not exposed to more opinions. Um, and a lot of people have the same opinions. You know what I'm saying? When you see one Kobe hate tweet or one pro Kobe tweet, there's gonna be 20,000 likes on it, meaning there's 20,000 people that agree with that opinion. There's gonna be 500 more that get off a tweet similar to it. I also think, I mean, there is something to be gained to zagging while everyone zigs. You know, I think we are also guilty of what we're talking about on this podcast a decent amount. You know, we have contrarian claims all the time. So there is something to be gained because we know, you know, especially if you want to be a social media content creator or whatever, if you just say what everyone says, there's no business in that. So you gotta zag. You gotta think of the angle that separates you from the rest. Now, what I am figuring out though is in sports specifically, I don't think that's as necessary as people think. There's a way to get off these ethical conversations. You don't have to hot take farm all the time. There's a way to make engaging content purely by just the format of how you're talking about it, your presentation on the matter, the quality, the editing, all these different things. So I don't think it's as necessary in the NBA space as a lot of y'all think it is. And I'm looking at some of these numbers of these hot take demons. They aren't doing as well as you would think, given what I just said. But yeah, I mean, there's something to be gained off of being negative. Absolutely.
But I feel like the problem is, especially when we're talking about basketball, you're right. There is definitely something to be gained from zagging when everyone zigs. The issue is with basketball, at least now, because it didn't feel like this, at least when I was coming up, it feels like the zag is enjoying the product or being positive, enjoying the players. It feels like that's the zag now. It feels like the zig from the mass majority is hate. To hate on something, on history, on whatever it is, that feels like the zig now. Where at one point that was to be the contrarian was the zag. Now saying, nah, I appreciate Bam's 83, that's the zag in today's day, which is crazy.
To say that I like the new I like the new iPhone. To say
what?
That, yeah.
What?
To say that I'm excited for this movie. To say that you know, I'm looking forward to this TV show coming out. All of that is like
I can't wait to listen to Iceman.
Yeah. All of that makes you did he freeze? Oh. But no, all of that makes you like the zagger instead of the zigger, which is a crazy again, crazy timeline, specifically speaking, when you're sitting here watching, I don't know, Bad Bunny get 8 Grammys in one night, breaking the previous record set by Beyonce. Like that's a crazy concept that just enjoying the thing in front of you, you know, is radical now. I think it's a bad time. I would hate to grow up in an era like this, specifically where I have to kind of wait for, because I felt like that was happening also last night. And this will be the last thing I say. I felt like that was happening a whole bunch last night. Like people were waiting to see somebody else and see how they were going to hate on this so that they can then formulate a hate point and then, you know, drive that home when they make their point about it. It's like at some point we're just losers.
What you call it? K Goated in the chat said something, and I definitely agree with it. No, shut up.
Damn.
When Soul said, a lot of people just have the same opinions and it gets voiced or whatever on the internet. That's not true. The scary thing is a lot of people don't have an opinion. A lot of people want to see what's the popular opinion and run with that. A lot of people will see what is someone getting flamed for or praised for, so then they can have an opinion. They won't have an opinion until they see the public's perception or what the public says, and then they have an opinion. And I'm talking regular people, celebrities, and that shit, that's what blows me. If we get in a private Discord call or a private call or whatever it is, and then we sit there and have a conversation about something, their opinion be one thing, but then they'll, you know, I couldn't get this off on the timeline. The timeline scene is I have to say, like those are the people that are scariest to me. Your ideals, your identity, your thoughts, your beliefs are all dictated on the perception of other people. That shit's, oh my God, That's nerve-wracking, and that's scary. We live in a society that's like that. That's super scary.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, I think a lot of people are online, so this is definitely easier said than done. But I feel like all these like conversations that we're having about NBA discourse, just in general, I do think enjoying the NBA is so much more enjoyable when you don't consume these opinions at all. Again, all easier said than done. But just going back to the point of like the NBA is still an enjoyable product when there's no one bitching in your ear saying it's ass. Like I truly do think that's been the case. I think for me personally, that's been the case over the last year. I've tried to tune out these, meta conversations that we're having, and I've definitely enjoyed the game way more. So
Yeah, I think that's a general thing for me now, and I think y'all. I've said this before on this platform, but I love to consume things, specifically pieces of media, post everyone else's consumption. So that I got it in the first weekend, I got it in the first drop or whatever, and they ran to the internet to have an opinion. I love consuming stuff now. After all that, why? I don't have to get caught up in, like Biso said, the meta analysis. Like I don't have to think as hard as you did. And I remember when I first came on here and was like, "Oh, I'm watching The Wire now." Comment section. Hey man, better than Snowfall, worse than Snowfall. Let me know how you think it is compared to Snowfall. Why? Why can't I just watch it?
yeah, it's just annoying for me because I can't avoid looking at these conversations because of the content that I make on not only this platform, my platform, and now the Deep 3. But at least for movies, I try to avoid all those critique conversations. Music as well. Like I listen to what I like. I don't give a fuck if you think it's corny or not. What else? Video games. I just don't game enough to really care. Food. I eat what I like. I like boneless wings. I like chicken tenders.
No, we know.
I know. They're mad
But I don't
enjoyable
even-
when no one's telling me they're ass. So
I
I don't know.
don't know. I don't know when the switch was flipped for me to just not give a fuck about any critiques anymore. Like in terms of media I consume. I can't even point at when I started doing it, but it was just like a gradual shift to, okay, I genuinely I don't care what y'all think. Like maybe it started with movies because I realized niggas really do be wearing glasses. So like y'all just can't see. Oh damn, my fault, souls. But like niggas can't see. Like, how am I gonna trust your opinion and you're disabled with your eyes? Like that alone, I need to watch this movie myself. I can't trust you, nigga. You need glasses.
No.
So it just started from there, I guess.